It's Friday. Do you know where your IT pros are? We don't. It's Patch and Switch. And now, two guys who separate ions better than reverse osmosis. The hell writes this? Oh, writer strike. That explains everything. Here they are. It's Patch and Switch. Never thought that this show would be affected by a writer's strike. Never thought that this show would be affected by a writer's strike.
Oh, sorry.
Were you trying to write, Rick? Is that because we don't have writers anymore?
I'm tweeting, I'm tooting, and I'm skeeting. All the above.
Well, that does it for another episode of the Patch and Switch program. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time. I don't know
again.
What the hell did you just say?
I tweeted, I tooted, and I skeeted. I don't know what to use for LinkedIn. I guess I posted. It's very boring there.
What the hell?
I'm using all the socials, man. I got to get them all out there.
I don't think one of those things.
You haven't skeeted yet? You haven't lived till you've skeeted. I'm serious.
I think one should look up that term that you're using, my friend.
What's wrong with skeet?
To the window. All right. Anyway, hey, chat. I don't know what the hell is happening here. Wow.
Not bad.
I don't even know. J-Shock's come in with the banhammer.
Oh, he's smacking them down left and right. But I wouldn't mind getting that's someone offering to give us money. Is it real?
I don't think that's.
Is that what they're looking for? Like, seriously, they want to advertise to our 7 best friends right now.
Another random IT guy, which is different than another IT random guy, is expecting a very different show today. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, KT Baker 77. Bearded Dragon says, greetings, my friends. Greeting programs. Rich Campbell jumps in saying directly off the rails today. Yeah, Rick comes in saying skeeting.
That's
all there is. That's enough. Stop it. Bearded Deacon is Winobs. Oh, good to see you, Winobs, my friend. Jan is in the house, Physio MVP, as usual, here and present. Did we say hello to Kowski yet? If not, well, hello.
So. Yes.
DevOps Maverick says hello from England. Oh, big weekend in the Englands.
Pip cheerio, my friend.
They are coronating.
Yes, coronating the new monarch.
That starts at 3 a.m. Pacific time.
It's a little early. I mean, I'm a fan.
I will
of the
not be watching
and
live,
but that's I'll catch the highlights.
Yeah, we'll catch the highlight program. Wired Connect here as usual. Good to see you, Aspen Forcer, who is at the summit.
The what summit?
#.
Oh, nice. I love it.
The Pagicious.
I like it.
PowerShell. PS. What's the HS?
HS
or H power? Oh, is it just PSH Summit? Okay, power. Okay, gotcha. I'm reading now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh look, we have a new time person joining us. I don't think I've seen him here before. We've actually got Richard Hayes here. Winobs
used to attend the program before.
The Bearded Deacon. Yes. I love that handle. That is so awesome.
It's awesome.
So in all seriousness, I was so happy this week. Someone reached out and said, "You, sir, are an influencer. We would love to have you over on Blue Sky." Of which,
really?
I am completely making that up. No,
I was going to say, because I don't have I don't have an invite.
So that's where you skeet, apparently.
Stop using that word.
It's literally the word that they use. It's called skeeting.
All right.
So anyway, I got an invite. And I'm like, okay, I'll try this out. People are talking about it. It's the new hotness that's out there in the last little while. I keep on seeing everybody in the feed saying, "Oh, I got an invite. I'm in." So I managed to get one. I didn't ask. Someone came out and just offered it to me, and they did not say I was influencer, but they asked me to test something. because, you know, I like to break things.
No.
You know, so the Blue Sky protocol, the ability to go through and identify that you are who you are through validation of your DNS records. So at this easiest surface type level, you put in a text file record inside your DNS zone. They give you the key that you put inside of that to prove that it came from Blue Sky and you are who you are. And then you're able to go in and to have that as your handle on the platform. So I gave them user feedback on how the process went from my perspective, from my phone and from my computer. And there was some issues that came up, and I actually found a bug for them. Believe it or not.
Was it an actual bug, or was it a
it was
Rick
sort
thing?
of user error, but sort of bug. So first of all, the user
So it was one of those things that we would go, normal people wouldn't normally do this, which is why it failed in testing. But when you put it out to production, you never know.
You know, right? So
okay.
So their validation code that they use once they give you the key and you have to put inside the text file, their validation code has a button. You press the button that kicks off their code. It goes off and does the query, comes back and says thumbs up or thumbs down. This guy's like faking it. He's not real. Or yeah, he's right. He owns that domain, so you can do it. And it turned out, lo and behold, it's case sensitive. Even though DNS itself is not case sensitive, the query was case sensitive. So when I typed in my domain name to validate on my iPhone device, because I was
it automatically puts the
automatic correction kicked in and capitalized my handle, my name. So I use regularitguy.com as my personal domain, and it came in with a capital R, a capital IT, and it failed validation. But I had no idea why I was failing. I was like escalating and helping people out, and you know, I'm looking at my hosting provider and everything was fine. And then I came down to, oh, well, what happens if I do this? And then I manually type it in and make sure it doesn't autocorrect. And then boom, as soon as I did that, it's in. So yes, you can attribute issue number 157203 to me for having it fixed, just in case you happen to have autocorrect on your mobile device. Obviously, if I did it from my computer, it would have been absolutely fine. But yeah, autocorrect somehow screws things up.
That's interesting. I mean, yeah, obviously that's an issue that their validation is going to have to fix, because I'm guessing iPhone isn't the only system that does that, right? Does Android do that?
It's technically it's the keyboard, right? The keyboard input. The app, the Bing keyboard that I'm using, that used to be Swipe Key or Swift Key.
Swipe.
Swifty. So that one there is now resolved. The other thing was the flow was kind of strange, because I knew this going in, I was going to do this, but when you do the initial sign up and you get the super secret code from somebody, they have you fill out the form.
Looking for a Blue Sky code, just putting that out there.
Yeah, as soon as you fill that out and then you go to the next page to go in and do stuff, it doesn't give you the option of choosing to do this new app protocol ability to validate you. You actually have to sign up with a regular .blusky.social handle, and then you go in after the fact to go in and change it to the other one. So they're thinking about changing that process too. Really wild, very cool. Very wild west over there. There's only like 60,000 people on the platform right now, I think. And trust me, as soon as I get any codes, I will pass them out here live on the show. No, I'm not going to do
that. Hello and happy Cinco de Mayo to you as well, SharePoint Madam. Johnny Chips with a Z has come in. There's a chat about Rich Campbell and his Windows Weekly nonsense around beverages.
Mm-hmm.
His whiskey.
Oh, nice.
Bourbon conversations that he's been having on that program.
Yes.
What else has happened? I like how
Rich Campbell went ahead and just did the word nomination for our naming show as skeeting. We absolutely have to make sure you go to that website and vote that up, people. We have to have skeet in the next title, just so we can have fun. And nothing also says the Patch and Switch show. Well, normally our signature problem is audio. I'm looking at you, Jared. No, seriously, it's not Jared. It's actually our incompetence with microphones, but that's beside the point. So
Speak for yourself.
So I went ahead and I did the. What happened? What? Did you do that, Jared? Oh, there I am. So, I have this lovely device right here. Hello.
You're here.
Oh, there we go. So here's the device. It's Elgato HDX USB connected HDMI capture device that then shows up like a webcam.
Yeah.
As Pierre, our backup audio engineer, identified, I was having some artifacts show up.
Artifacting.
I'd stick my hand over here and it would actually be on the other side of my body over here because the split screen that was happening. So we had to fix that. So I tried rebooting the camera, didn't work. I unplugged and replugged this thing in, didn't work. It has a bad webcam simulator driver or something like that. It just is terrible. So I swapped out for a device that I talked to both of them about on testing and production, which was the ATEM Mini from Blackmagic.
Yes.
So we used that in the studio, and Rich Campbell was with us to be able to have a show and in person in IRL. So I said, screw it. I'm just going to use that for my machine. So right now, so what's happening, I guess, is, that's what it is. So my ergonomic keyboard, when I'm leaning on it, like I am right now, leans up and it hits there it goes again. It hits the fade to black button. So I've got to watch for that.
Yep.
I'm having an energetic time. I should have like double espresso coffees every morning. This is amazing. I love it.
No. Hello to GoGo Gadget 360. Also, big hello to Dwayne and Cloud. Hello, Dwayne, first time chatter.
Right on.
Hopefully not new to the program, but good to see you. Let's see. Jan says signature feature of audio. I believe audio problems are a signature of the Patch and Switch program.
Absolutely.
What's interesting is
it's a deep fake generated by AI if there's no audio problem.
If there's no audio issues. This is why when we go and we do any event in person, we go back and talk to the audio guy and go, make sure that you don't turn us up right when we start because you would make us look good.
Yeah.
And that's not. The question in chat from the Bearded Deacon says, speaking of Elgato, anyone using the plugin for Teams on the Stream Deck?
Oh, yes, baby.
Are you stream decking the Teams?
I am stream decking the Teams right
Very
here.
Nice.
Where's the camera?
Cable isn't long enough.
There it is. That cable's a little short. I don't want to pull it out. The problem I have right now is that these buttons right here, over here, these ones over here are the ones that are tied to the API calls that actually start and stop things. Most people at Microsoft are on various different rings of dog fooding because we definitely believe in trying our stuff out first to break it, and who better than to have me involved? So they have me on an advanced dog food ring, and sometimes my API calls are outdated, and so I have to refresh my key. So it's sometimes I'm sitting there pounding on the applause button or something like that to give applause, and I'm giving a thumbs up instead, or sometimes it hangs up. It's nothing really unexpected, really, but sometimes it can hang up. That's great. Love it.
I have not, because my Stream Deck controls the gaming PC.
Oh yeah,
over there. And it does a number of other things, including controlling my lights and such. But I am considering getting another version,
a secondary Stream Deck. You know, you can always load the Stream Deck app on your phone.
Well, yes, but that would mean I'm getting out my phone, unlocking it.
So you're sitting on the stream like this, are you?
Yeah, pretty much. And it would probably just be as easy just to take the mouse and click the button. But
you got it.
Yeah.
Can I do a PSA, public service announcement, and ask to the audience?
Sure. I would. You're a host of the show. I'm not sure if you're aware of this.
We're still in the preamble, aren't we? We haven't even talked about work yet.
Yeah, but why would we start the show at 9 a.m.?
Why start it on time? You know, just do it. I would love it if folks could use something like Clip Talk and
grab
some clips of the show that we can use to highlight just how insane this is, or promote it at different points in time. I think it'd be cool. User generated content, UGC, as we use in the biz. Ask for some help from our friends.
Is it too late to restart the show?
Steve, roll the tape. That is on point. Oh my gosh, Jared, I can't. I can't. That was awesome.
Wired Canuck, I'm looking at the 15 button, that which I already have, and I would probably get a second one of those if I do end up getting it.
The larger one from Elgato is a bit too big.
Oh, sorry. I was interrupting you. You were talking about you're asking for clips for the patch and switch. What are we doing with clips?
Well, I figure we should try to actually grow this thing to be a little bit larger. I'm not looking to productize it or become an influencer.
Well, we did meet our only third listener at MVP Summit. So we met the second and the third listener, of course, the first being you.
Yeah. And the second is you. So the third one, they actually mentioned that they like to listen to the show in regular speed, not like 2 times speed. On the side as like a background distraction noise on their monitors after the fact, probably on the YouTubes, be my guess. We do publish them on youtube.com/patch and switch, I do believe is the alias that we use. And we're also available in your favorite podcasting app directory. Doesn't matter if it's...
How far behind are the shows?
So you can also get us on Twitch as well, but only 1 episode.
Uh-huh. Why can't we listen to back episodes that are more current on Spotify?
Because you want to listen to them while you're driving to Utah in your truck, right?
I mean, listen, the kids have to stay asleep somehow.
Some kind of a sleep aid. That could work.
All right. Let's see. Let's chat. The influencer biz, because you did mention the biz. Rick wants to add clips to his Connect. True.
That would work.
Another MIT guy. The show is perfectly on point today. Are we really? Is there a point to this show? Question mark. Bearded Deacon, I had such FOMO when MVP Summit was happening. That was interesting because there was. So did you talk about this on? I missed the last program. I had an emergency. Had to head to Utah. Family issue. Did you talk about the MVP Summit on the show last week? Did you?
A little bit. You're not supposed to talk about MVP Summit. It's NDA.
Well, no, you can talk about the summit itself. You just can't talk about the content in the summit.
Oh yeah. No, well, quick recap. It was awesome.
But I found it interesting because it seemed a little muted. I don't know if that's subdued. I mean, there was excitement, but it was like, but we can't be too excited because not everybody could make it. And we really want to we really want to celebrate, but we can't really celebrate. And it was an anniversary, right? It was, I think, 25 years of the program. Is that what it was? Of Summit, something like that? Or
yeah, I think it's 20 years. It's 20 years.
20 years. Okay. So yeah, it was.
Yeah, it's 20 years.
It was, Rich Campbell says 30 years. So we're both wrong.
What?
I think we're 30 years. 30 years. Everybody's saying 30
friends
years.
And regional directors are calling us out for just how horrible we are for not knowing the anniversary.
Well, listen.
How could it be 30 years? It's older.
I got awarded the day I got my offer letter from Microsoft, so I never was an MVP. So
wow. Did not know it was older than Windows Server.
Well, there you go. So at any rate, it seemed a little. I mean, it was fun and it was great. And it was great catching up. We caught up with a lot of friends. Which was fantastic. We had a lot of feedback. That was cool too, is just to chat with people about, how to do some things. But it did feel a little less celebratory because a lot of friends couldn't make it. So I think that people who have fear of missing out because you couldn't make it, the people in person had fear of making you miss out. And we're being a little bit more subdued. I really felt that.
Good observation.
Over the course of the week.
Good observation.
It just seemed like there was just something like people wanted. It's one of those. I don't know, maybe a good analogy is if you're at a sporting match and you're just waiting, the crowd is anticipation of the big score and it just never happens, right? It just kind of has this muted, like there's an excitement, but like no, it didn't really quite. That's how I perception. I could have been wrong, but it just seemed to me like a lot of folks were missing a lot of other people, and therefore they didn't want to go too far in terms of hey, we're here. But I did enjoy it. It was great. It was great catching up with some folks. Great to see some people in person.
An awesome point is that it was yet again another point in time to be able to collect feedback both on the products and on the solutions, also on how we're engaging with the different part of the ecosystem that make up the MVP Summit environments. You got the Microsoft one, obviously. You've got the Viva people, the Azure people, the M365, like all these different little groups of their specialties were all, gathering together and celebrating stuff and stuff like that. So that was cool. But then also there's feedback from the MVPs and the RDs talking about how to do the next one, right?
Yeah.
So the plan, MVP is not going away. RDs aren't going away.
How to do the next event, which of course that filters into other events too, right?
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, it was cool to see the hybrid nature of a lot of the sessions. There were some that were not hybrid on purpose. They kept it inside the room. Some that were completely virtual, that didn't even have an in-person presence. They kept it all remote because of the team's decisions and choices for how to do things. So good things are a-coming. Thank you for your feedback.
Bearded Deacon says, I just want to go be on campus as a softie. Not right now. Wait till the construction's over, because I'll tell you what, I think there was like one lane in and out of campus for the entire week of MVP Summit. And that is a campus that has like 48 different entrances. And I tried about every possible way, and there was just like one.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
One. For 4 days in October of 1999, the MVP program had been canceled. I hadn't heard this story. Somebody needs to tell this story. Maybe when we have Rich Campbell on.
You know what? I think we need to have the Bearded Deacon on.
We could. We absolutely could do that. There's technology that allows that.
I think he probably has access to the teams. We should do that sometime.
Wired Canuck, no, I did not try the helipad. The last time we tried to use the helipad, somebody got us banned, and it was not me.
Hey, I told you I should have put some kind of holder device on my phone before it dropped out the window. Just because that happened in Chicago, someone got a free phone out of it, okay?
Yeah. The executive canceled it, and there was such an uproar that 4 days later it was reinstated. That's interesting. I didn't know that. That's random trivia of MVP. I didn't know.
I seem to remember that, actually, believe it or not. I was vying to get into the MVP program at that point in time. Back in the day, as a wee youngin' back in Canada, talking about
you were bribing people with maple syrup, weren't you?
No, I was actually designing Windows 2000 domains at that point in time.
On purpose? I did it too. It's fine. It's all good.
I'm an AD guy, man. I've always been an AD guy.
Yeah. Hey, it's 9:23 Pacific time. Okay. 23 minutes after the hour. I sound like a morning radio guy.
We should
just start the show. Which we start the program with From the Trenches.
Traffic is backed up over the 5. We should march out. But
there's a cow that's been tipped.
What have you been working on, buddy? From the trenches.
Couple of things. Highlights of the week. I am going to hold on, Microsoft. I'm going to pull this up to make sure I get the get the proper attribution here. Attribution. So I've been reading.
Proper URL.
Allow and continue. I only know him by his. Okay, so I started reading a book, relatively new book called "Designing and Developing Secure Azure Solutions" from Michael Howard, Simon Kersey, and Henrik. And I'm gonna probably slaughter the last name, so I won't even go. Michael Howard is the Writing Secure Code author. Microsoft employee. So, writing secure code, Microsoft basically stopped developing net new features. Bill Gates said, we've got to go learn about security. This book is kind of the writing secure code book. Well, Michael Howard also does a podcast with another good friend of the show, Miss Sarah Young. This book is super cool, particularly the first chapter.
Oh, yeah.
I've been enamored by this first chapter so much that I kind of want to make it mandatory reading for like advocacy on the developer side, just as it builds a good solid framework. I don't know, build something out of it. There's just a lot of, because a lot of the work that I've been working on with the team is a lot of the common sense solutions. And there's a quote, and I'll probably get it completely wrong, but I've got it. I can get it, which is essentially like, basically, don't leave your security to a product. Like if there's a product that has to protect, like you should be doing other things, and those products should enhance it. So it was super cool. So, been reading that book, just and not reading it cover to cover. Just it's designed to kind of go chapter by chapter, so to get some more grounding and security on the developer side, as well as what are the best patterns and practices as it relates to Azure and some of those things. So it was super cool.
Gadget 360 believes that Michael Howard is a big hug. Oh, no, sorry. Is
big name?
Is big name, yes.
Yeah.
I think it was a typo for hug. Maybe he deserves a big hug.
Quite possibly.
Yeah.
Quite possibly. I mean, at any rate, so been doing a little bit of that, having some conversations on content modality, but more along the lines of what if we were given free reign to be able to create a group of sessions or a track of sessions that had no time restriction. So your only restrictions are you've got to have a break at this time because there's food.
Yeah,
or
there's food or there's something else going
on. Aside from that, you could have sessions of any length. And could we build something that would be like, hey, here's a foundational framework thing, and then you come in with a couple of like quick hit 15, 20, 30-minute things versus like a lot of times, here's my issue. Short sessions can be too short and you can't get the content that you need.
Right.
Long sessions can be too long in the fact that you feel like you're filling up information with a bunch of information that's nonsense. So when people are paying and coming to an event, how can we best get them the information that would be handy for them? So maybe you could start with like, hey, we have a lot of things that we need to cover. We're going to do this 90-minute session here. And then we're going to do a 15-minute thing on how do you implement the thing that we just talked about in the 90-minute session and gave you the framework in a specific manner, or solve for a specific problem. And so really been doing some brainstorming. I don't know what that is, but it sounds really good. About some of this, how would you make this work? Just trying to explore different ways, because as you start going into conferences that are partially hybrid, or maybe even in person, I don't know about you, but I sat in on some very good sessions into MVP Summit. And I very quickly realized I don't have the brain to sit through long periods of time. My brain is just firing off in 18 different ways. And I'm like, I can't be the only one. So I was asking a lot of people, and they're like, yeah, this is weird. Like, and it's probably a thing from us sitting at our screens where we're doing 4 other things at the same time and we're listening at 2x speed or 3x speed, right? We're just and I don't want to take away from knowledge that needs to be shared in longer form, but also there's opportunities for us to be able to deliver in shorter form, and to have some of that flexibility. So yeah, I'm just exploring it. I don't know what people are thinking.
I've got something. I can share something.
Share.
Can I share?
Of course.
So there's this conference coming up in a couple of weeks. Microsoft Build.
Oh, Build. Yes.
Yeah.
I was like thinking, huh? But then I looked at the calendar and it's May. Sorry, I'm still back in April, dude.
I hear you, man.
Yeah, there was a 2-week gap in my whole life. So yeah,
they're doing something. They're doing a couple of things. First of all, they've taken a crap ton, metric ton of
is that ton with an E?
not just
two
imperial.
N's?
Instead of TUN from the United States, it's TONNE.
Oh, 2 N's and an E. That's right.
Yes,
okay.
and a silent Q at the end sometimes when you're talking about plural. So the metric ton of stuff that they brought in from Ignite and from MVP Summit and from others is something along the lines that deals with session length. And so they're trying something new this time. And they're called, well, the name they're calling it internally, I haven't checked the site to see what they publish them as, but they're called demo sessions. I would call them like lightning sessions if I was going to use an industry thing, but I don't think you can use that because someone's probably copyrighted it. The idea being, in a 45-minute block or in a 1-hour block, whatever the block happens to be inside of the schedule builder, they've carved it up into 3. And then they're putting 3 boom, boom, boom in discrete chunks of demo inside of this one regular session block. And they're running 2 rooms of this content at build. So simultaneously, besides being able to go to a long-form traditional breakout session that is 45 minutes long, you also have 3 10-minute demo sessions with small breaks in between. They aren't necessarily linked sequentially, like you have to go to like 2, 3, and 4 to be able to see the concept. That's possible, but I don't know how they schedule that. They are discrete individual ones. And so you could have submitted into, if you were a product group team, an engineering team, you had the ability to submit your content in for consideration for a breakout. You also had the ability to submit in X number of demo sessions too. So I'm going to be interested in watching that experiment to see how that one works.
Yeah. And my thinking here is it's not just, pure demo, though that's a really cool example. I'm just trying to think of, when you look at something like security, and you look at specifically, a focus area that my team has been working on over the last couple of weeks, which is security as it relates to developer coding audience, who they're not interested in, they just need to code. They just need to get the thing out the door.
Mm-hmm.
Security becomes a tax, right? And so we need to figure out, how do you make it part of your normal thinking to, don't put the credential in the GitHub repository, right? Just using an extreme example, but, because that was, quote, easier. How can we get out of the way? While still offering, hey, look, you need to know these things. This is important to know, but we're going to give you 5 tips is to make this a lot easier of a solution so that we can cover the big breadth of this topic without killing you with, you have to become an expert in it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I know that we want to learn, and that's the part of it. But with services today, you're not having to become an expert into the underlying architecture of how the system functions. You need to know how to implement it and how to leverage it and how to leverage whatever the output of it is. That's it. That includes AI, right? So I've just been looking at, how do we do something like this where we can cover a big topic and not kill you, where at the end of it, you just feel so exhausted and the speakers are very exhausted, and you filled a bunch of stuff with, a 15-minute introduction as to why I'm important as the speaker, because the session is, 60 minutes. You only have 40 minutes of content. So we've been evaluating it. We've been looking at some of this developer stuff. I've been reading Michael Howard's book. And then of course it is the season of Connect time, where we've been filling out those things and the self-review and self-reflection. And next program, after I have my conversation with my boss, I will bring up some of my thinking in my space, which has also taken up a ton of my brain space over the last couple of days. But nice. We'll hold that after I have some conversations. But
nice.
So very looking cool. At this, Aspen says the 5 to 7 minute lightning demo session at PowerShell Summit is always popular.
Oh yeah.
KT Baker brought up, he says, I want the old tech ed back. And I asked why, because things have changed a lot. He says, it's smaller than Ignite, had a lot of the hardcore hardware software deep dives without the sales pitch. All right. So understand. And this is feedback. So Ignite, I think we all agree, got huge. I'm not really sure that a lot of places are super keen on doing 40,000 person events anymore. Though I could be wrong, because Amazon could, or Google or somebody else could do it. It's that deep dive stuff that we want to get into, but I think it's changed. And I think the appetite for that has changed. I don't think that people have the appetite to sit into a 90-minute deep dive session on everything. You notice Mark Rasinovich's session. It was broken up into these smaller chunks of things.
It's good because it allows time for my ears to stop bleeding.
Right. And so this is the kind of, I agree. Yeah. So I'm super keen to figure out or to try and experiment and learn if my thinking is incorrect. Right. And what we can do, because I love the concept of lightning sessions. If you could string them together to make I don't know, the term that comes to my mind, just because I've had it beaten into me here, is end-to-end scenario. But if you can have, a bunch of these lightning things that when you put them all together, at the end of it comes to something. But you can still pop in and out of them as necessary because you've got knowledge up to this point. I'll give a keen example. One of the things that I've been looking at is the Disney Institute does a bunch of courses. And I've been learning about this stuff as my daughter's been accepted to do the internship in Orlando, the college program.
Congrats, man.
And there's a lot of cool things. And so they offer this big, long course, which, talks about, we'll choose management, for example, and the Disney way. Well, I spent 4 years of my life working for Disney. So I understand a lot of those things. I want to pick up on specific concepts. Well, what they've started doing now is they have the long course that you can sit through, which is it's a week. It's a $300 course. It's virtual. For the first time ever, they're doing the virtual thing, which I think is cool. And then they've got these other smaller bits, which is, you can pick up, a 45-minute session on, exceeding customer expectations, which is a really tight and focused thing. So I've learned all this information, but I just need to pick up this one smaller chunk of that. And that's kind of my thinking and the brainstorming that we've been going on. And yeah, that's where I've been going on.
I love it. Actually, I have a tweet, not a skeet or toot. I have a tweet that I'm asking for folks for feedback on with regards to recorded video demos.
Yeah, I saw the resolution, right?
Yeah. So this is a debate in the team. You've got the purist Oren Thomas from Australia, who is insisting that we always record at 720p so that it is a certain size, and then you fit your demo inside the 720p, because then you remaster it to become 1080 and it's instantly zoomed when you're looking at stuff. So if you don't use the zoom tool, it's still readable at the back of the room on a big screen. My theory is that you don't really have to pay attention to that back of the room big screen thing as much for the style of videos that my team is creating, or I'm asking them to create. And we could go back to a 1080p with zooms as required, or possibly even like a 4K option with bigger scale text sizes to be able to get more information on the screen. Because a lot of people, almost everybody that will be consuming these videos will be watching them on a computer, right? So you've got a 4K monitor, or if you got a 1080p monitor, it's like you got a dedicated monitor, you can see the whole thing. You're not going to watch a YouTube video inside of a window like this. Yes, if you're consuming it on a mobile device, it might be a little bit.
I was going to say, I've watched a crap ton of Minecraft videos like that recently.
But you're not looking at like someone doing some code about how to build out some bicep YAML.
No, I'm looking at how they build things in Minecraft, right? So it's kind of similar, right? So I mean, it's not that. I mean, I still am kind of zooming, right? I'm doing the pinch zoom thingy, but
So anyway, I've got that running right now. So far, 1080p is winning. And then possibly 4K with the proper scaling size set up. But we're going to be creating a whole bunch of really simple, short screen demos about things to do in hybrid, things to do with Azure, things to do with VMs, things to do with Windows Server and stuff like that. So I want to get it right to be able to try it out, as opposed to, because like I saw I'm used to making them in 720p and then making them larger. But their screen real estate on the Azure portal just sucks. You can't get anything. You like, where is this? I can't see the because you're such a small resolution. But at the same time, I don't want it to be that you're like, I can't read this. I can't read the text. So it has
So
to be
I think your answer comes in a couple of different ways.
It's first of all, the answer, the only true answer is it depends. Right?
True.
So, I'll save you that one.
So I think if you're doing a demo that is live, that is not edited, that doesn't have post-production or anything else, there will probably be a resolution that should be kind of the de facto.
Yeah. And that was primarily going to be on a big screen in a room in the traditional style.
Right.
Right. That's different than here in the streams, potentially.
The other bit is if you are doing post-production, take it to the highest resolution possible, and then externally they can do the zooming as necessary and post-production and things like that. And who knows,
we have a
AI
massive budget for post-production editing.
Well, listen,
AI
can do some of this stuff. I'm telling you, it's crazy. Yeah. Anyway.
So we'll get there. Go off and vote. Do that. And also, if you haven't already done so, make sure you do a suggestion on what words to name the next show.
And they can find you at RicksterCDN.
Yeah, RicksterCDN works. They have a conversation going on about Secret Labs chairs. They're admiring your Titan that you're sitting on right now.
So I am looking, and I know I sent you this text message yesterday going, do you know anybody who wants a well-loved, still in very good shape,
patch and switch exclusive
Titan XL? And you ask me, your first question is, you're getting rid of your chair? Because everybody knows how much I love my Secret Labs chair.
Absolutely.
No, they've come out with an Empire version.
Bum, bum, bum.
And you know me and how much I love the Empire, and it's black and it's red and it's got the Imperial symbol, and the smaller one just behind the back here, and then on the back of the chair it's this nice big size. They have a Stormtrooper version as well, which is black and white, but it's primarily white. That's not a good idea to have a white chair in with Labradors and and me, because I spill things. So just want to do that. So
cool.
KT Baker just went through an AAD Intune engagement, was not good, and even after reviewing the videos I still got nothing out of it. See, that's what are we thinking? So vote on your resolution.
Yes.
A lot of people are saying Zoom it, and Zoom it is a thing that we as presenters do, but
if I find anyone that doesn't do Zoom it in their demos that's on the team, they get Zoom shamed.
They get Zoom shamed.
I'm sorry. I call it
out. What have you been working on? I spent far too much time. Sorry, buddy.
Well, that's another episode of the Patch and Switch show. No, I've been helping out friends get ready for build. I've been reviewing sessions.
Oh, I've been doing that too.
Yeah, reviewing sessions. I am recording some videos because part of being a team lead or a leader is you lead by example. So I have to get my ass in gear and create some content once in a while. So I'm creating some content just to see what's going on. And I am actually going to be excited to see some people in person at Build in a couple of weeks. And so I'm getting ready for that too. I actually have no official capacity at Build. I'm trying to sneak my way in, but I'm pretty sure they're going to stop me at the door. So I'm trying to work my connections within the organization to say, you need someone to go get coffee for you? You need someone to do something? I'll hold signs and point people, or I'll register people at the front desk or something.
I'm pretty sure we know somebody who just wants a personal coffee runner. I think we can make that happen, and I'll help.
Yeah,
I will help make sure the coffee gets back without being spilled.
Without being spilled, they get a half cup of coffee. It's a tax, and I know I did not drink it. So anyway, I'm trying to figure that out because that's in a couple of weeks, which is also cool as well.
Very cool.
And then this is getting ready and into Microsoft's what they call Connect season. So
yes,
this is the first year I don't have to do 12 Connects, which is awesome. I only have to do 4. So I'm very happy about that. And I got to talk to all my direct reports to make sure they have their Connects done on time.
When you talk, I'm third of the way there, buddy.
So we got that, and I'm firing up the AI detection engines just to run the connects through to see if anyone's doing their connect through AI. We'll see how that works.
Oh crap! I better
You got
revisit mine again.
Damn it! I got to write mine over again. That kind of stuff going on.
Go Gadget G6. Yes. Perks Plus will cover the chair. Yes, 100%. So let's talk about beer money, the support that we do for our friends, our family, our family's friends, pets, sisters, uncles. That's also beer money is going to come into random spending for me.
It is,
because I've once again been reaching out to you to do some beer money.
Right. We've been talking about the pie.
Can I tell you what a pleasure experimenting, playing with the Raspberry Pi, getting it set up, getting it configured. I miss doing things with stuff that I have absolutely no knowledge of whatsoever, and I have to
trial
learn.
Trial and error,
and digging in and reading things and watching things and blowing, making it not work, and then oh crap, and having to re-image the thing, which is so amazing because you use your USB
USB reader and your
USB reader for your micro SD,
caster.
and you just put a new image on it. So I got a hold of a Raspberry Pi, Raspberry Pi 4 gig unit.
Yeah, those are hard to find.
They are very hard to find. There is RPI Locator on Twitter or other places that does a great job, but they led me to, I don't remember the vendor. One of the vendors in it, they were, over the course of a couple of weeks, it was pretty consistent that about 8 a.m. Pacific time, they'd have a drop. So I was doing that 5F5 thing.
Oh, yeah.
They've got some pretty steep restrictions. You've got an MFA in, and then you basically, if it's in your cart, you still don't get it. You have to have you need to be logged in and refreshing PayPal at the same time as well.
Oh, wow.
Just to make sure your PayPal doesn't time out, and you get it in your cart and you just check out immediately. You want other things with it,
tough luck.
Just pay separate shipping or go get it from somewhere else, right? Because you just need to get this. And I did this because I'm very late to the Pi-hole game. But as I was building out the new infrastructure for the Vegas house, less than 60 days, by the way. Actually, it's 60 days today. I should have my keys.
I was about to say it's Casa Vegas.
Yeah.
You got a name for the compound yet?
Yeah. Not yet. I think we're working on that. Bearded Deacon, if you've got a link, just shoot it over to one of the mods, and we can post the link for you. We do that just to prevent spam, just so you know. So at any rate, so grabbed a Pi-hole. Grabbed a Raspberry Pi, got it set up. I was the accessories. So the cases. So when you see them, if you've not ever experienced them, that the Raspberry Pi is tiny.
Yeah.
The cases are even smaller. And so one of the big debates that I had was, do I get a fan? And you're like, dude,
you don't need one.
Yeah, it's nothing that you're going to run on it. Like, this takes like less than 1% of the resources on the thing. Well, the case, I wanted to get a case, a particular case that was just a design, and it comes with a fan. And so I got that. I got it all installed and I got it all set up, running Pi-hole. I'm looking at the dashboard here, and like 11.1% blocked.
Yeah.
And like it's just crazy. It's just been 11.1, and this has only been running on my network for about a week and a half now. Current temperature, or the current load, is 0.07, 0.02. Memory usage is 3%, and the temperature of my device is 35.5 degrees Celsius.
Nice.
And it's very cool. I was looking at, so right now I'm doing all my redirection to other DNS servers, but as I asked you, do you put a DNS? You can basically make it its own DNS server, so it does everything and it just goes out and gets everything, and then you're not sharing your data. And you're like, that's too complicated. I'm like, all right, I was exploring it. So much fun. If you get a chance, just and you want to play with it, and you get some really cool results at the end with Pi-hole, and doing the privacy thing and blocking things, and It's just been a fun thing. My primary pie hole is apparently at 22.1% blocked from Gadget 360.
Nice.
How many added lists do you have, Gadget?
Yeah, that's one thing that we were talking about. I've added in 2 extra lists based on some other recommendations. They kind of classify the add-on block lists as being aggressive and being like non-aggressive, I guess. Like they've got 3 categories. They recommend you take one as the aggressive and then one as like a medium level besides the defaults, and then increase the number of block sites. But you just have to monitor it. Like check your logs to see if there's stuff that's not working. Or what I do is I do the screen test, which is basically when my family yells at me because something's not working. And then in which case I can go in the logs quickly on my phone and I can say, oh, that site they're trying to get to. Okay, that's fine. I'll whitelist that. Boom. And then it's just working again.
I've got 3. 4. I added a 4th one. And most of it is around ads. And then of course there's the malware blocking.
Cool. No, it's been fun, man. I love it. I love that stuff. But random spend, I don't have any beer money besides helping you, which is it really beer money? I've got some random spend stuff that I've been doing a little bit.
What else? I mean, I bought a pie hole and a bunch of accessories for it, which was super cool and fun. And now I'm about ready to check out my Unify. Oh, did you get an Ember? You did? Is that an Ember or is that a knockoff Ember?
This is an Ember. I had an Ember before, but my son took it. I literally had it for about a week and then he took it. And it's the small Ember. That's the 6-ounce one. I tried to make a coffee in that one because he left it on the counter charged. And so I took it over and paired it with my phone. I made a coffee with it yesterday or 2 days ago. It's too small. Apparently you can't fit 10 ounces inside of a 6-ounce cup. Yeah, I made a mess. Surprise. It was good. I love it. The fact that I actually have coffee left in the bottom of this and it's still ready to go is awesome. So I'm like, well, screw this. I'm just going to go ahead. And this is the Ember V2, which is
next generation,
larger version, the next gen. So this is a 16 ounce, 14 ounce. It's larger than the travel mug and it's a regular mug size. So very happy. And I got it for about 20% off. Sponsored, not sponsored, but would like to be from your favorite online retailer.
No, very good. Very good. Yeah, I
love it. My
random spending. So the cart version 2, the second cart from Unify has been filled and we'll click the purchase button today.
Nice. So now you're gonna have the proper size switch and proper voltage.
Not yet. The switch is still out there because okay. I'm getting the 24-port switch.
Right.
And the 24-port PoE is in stock right now, but it only does 95 watts. I want to get the 24-port 150 watt or 200 watt, 250 watt. No, it's a 250 watt version. That is out of stock. And there's some people saying that may not be in until September. That's not going to fly because I have to have a network when I get on the ground in Vegas.
Dun, dun, dun.
And the thing is like, it's a $20 difference if they had it in stock. So
you could very easily buy the one you is in stock and then use it. And then if you really want to sell it secondhand and then buy the other one.
Yeah.
They don't lose value that much because there's a very rabid following for Ubiquity.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You should be good, bud. You should be good. Oh, and we do have to talk about beer talk.
Yes. What's happening in the beer talk? Because I believe, did you end up doing a trial run last weekend of the system?
I did not. Because I was occupied with other things, as always. I will be doing a brew tomorrow because tomorrow is Big Brew Day.
Oh, it is Big Brew. So you're not even gonna go with the test. You're just going all in production.
Screw it. We're going live.
We're
going live. So I'll be capitalizing on making it work.
Hey, testing and production is Wired Connect my gig, not your guys. Come on.
Okay, we can't take it. We can't abscond with that one there. But yeah, no, I'm going live. Going to be doing a brew, and I'm making a Sierra Nevada Pale Ale knockoff They have the recipe available online. You just go ahead and use it directly from their website, which is awesome. But I'm doing something different. A slight twist is I'm adding a gluten reducing factor during fermentation. There is a clarifying agent you can add made by White Labs that also, as a secondary effect, reduces the amount of gluten inside the beer. So I thought I'd try it out. Cool stuff. Hopefully taking place this weekend. So this fermenter you see over here, that should hopefully be bubbling away next week or the week after.
Are you still keeping it in the house?
Why not? What's wrong with having a beer fermenter inside your carpeted office?
Bearded Deacon says 30% off Embers during Mother's Day. Can't decide on a color though.
Oh,
is it?
They do have a rose gold
$30?
version.
He probably meant $30. He probably meant $30 because he hit the hashtag. Aspen Forrester says, "What could possibly go wrong?" Nothing.
What could possibly go wrong? It is pressurized, even.
Bearded Deacon says 30. It is $30. Thanks, Rich.
Yeah, it's pressurized, even. So,
yeah, because nothing possible.
No, nothing could possibly go wrong. Don't forget, folks, we are getting close to the end of the show. If you go,
which means you need to submit your words.
Yeah, patchandswitch.showbot.tv, just in case you wanted to vote for a particular word, like I don't know, skeet, or skeeting, or you can submit your own word with a bang word and then the name of what you like to name the show. And really, we just decide to pick 3 words at random anyway, so we'll see. Any beer money? No, not beer. Any random spend for you? You already talked about switches. That's all there. I know there's probably a crap ton of random spend that you may not directly be involved with because you've got the rest of your family unit that are probably buying things for the new place as well.
New dining set.
Oh, nice.
New lighting for all the vanities in every bathroom.
Nice.
We have purchased 3 mirrors.
Yeah. Are you doing smart lighting, by the way?
6 or 7. No, the vanity lights are not smart because it's a bathroom.
Why not? This is cool when you get out of the shower and all the lights start going like this and start. No. That's just me that has that.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, that's. I don't need a celebration. It's yeah. We're all good there. We're all good there. My office, that's a different story. I've got this turns into a nightclub like after 4 p.m.
Yeah.
So yeah, for sure. Yeah. Richard, let's talk about moving and setting up all that stuff in a new place. Yeah,
I've been watching him on the Twitters with the move to the new location.
Yeah, that
reset everything.
Yeah, that's going to be. So speaking of, I've got a lot of electrical stuff that has to be installed. Have you seen these new? I forget what they call them. These new clips now. That instead of having to take the wires and twist them together and put the wire nut on top of them, there's these little clips that like you just clip in one end and clip in the other end and it's safe. It takes about 3 seconds.
What's
Seriously,
the fun of that?
I'm gonna. Well, some of us don't want to burn down the house that we spent a year building.
No, just 2 wires. Lick them a little bit, twist that on. You're set.
They are called Wago lock nuts. Thanks, Aspen Forrester. These things are so cool. Now I just need to, they're like old school speaker wire connectors. Soldering is good. I don't know that I need to solder electrical systems together, but when I'm installing lights, I'm. Let's see. Sorry, Adam Lev 03. So tell me what it is that you guys discuss. I see you're part of MS development community. You both work for Microsoft. All right, lots of things. Yes, we both work for Microsoft. Are we developers? No. We do a lot of infrastructure stuff, but we know developers and we can actually talk some of this stuff. And then the third piece is what is it exactly that we discuss? Well,
shall we give them the secret of how the show works?
What is Seinfeld? Seinfeld's a show about nothing. Well, the Patch and Switch program is pretty much a show about nothing. We talk about networking. What did we talk about today? We've talked about snackable sizes of content inside of technical events and how to make that better. We've talked about Wago electrical nuts.
Yeah.
Raspberry Pis. Yeah, we talked about the Pi hole today. Yeah. It's a lot of random things. It's a lot of random things.
It's a low stress, completely non-sanctioned show that's designed to basically wrap up the week and have a good time. If there are some announcements, we do talk about work stuff too.
So it's kind of like if you got to go to the pub with us and just hang out, and this is just what we talk about in our normal on our normal thing. So Adam, it's good to have you here. Hopefully you'll come back. It's good to see you.
It's fortnightly, every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks.
Top
of the hour.
There is a show that comes in between, which is called Testing and Production, which talks about AV streaming, among other things. Do we have people that have voted? Showbot. Yes. MVP absolutely has to be there because we talked about MVP. And, we have a 3-way tie.
So what we do is right now what we're doing is we're picking 3 work safe words which will be the title for the next episode of the big program. So some words: MVP, skeeting, slow release, dang it, Sela, snackable videos, 4K, patch and switch exclusive, pie hole, dog food, pounding writers, clip talk, switch talk, sleep aid, next gen V2, ski it, vanity, nice. RV CDN,
nice.
Nothing. So I
you gotta use skeeting, man. You got to use skeeting.
No.
Come on, everybody, vote it up.
Bearded Deacon says MVP skeeting, slow release, just rolls off the tongue, and it's completely inappropriate. We'll go with it.
MVP skeeting and slow release.
People, I'm not impressed with this. The show has gone downhill. Not that it's ever started up above the hill. We're back. Are we back in a fortnight? Fortnightly time? Do all the papers for the house and things, so my stuff can be a little bit crazy. But there's I heard the band. Problems. Did the band stop playing?
No, we had audio stuff going on. I couldn't hear you.
Oh,
there it is.
Am I good?
Now you're
okay.
Good.
All right, cool. So that, with the band playing, that means we've come to the end of another exciting episode of the Patch and Switch program. I want to give a shout out, Bearded Deacon. Good to see you. Are we gonna play some Fortnite? Go Gadget 360. Jan. Adam Levo 3, new viewer. Great to see you. Shadiest of Pandas, Wire Canuck, as per usual in the house. Do we say hello to Jan or goodbye to Jan? KT Baker 77. Let's chat more about the conference thing. Shadiest of Pandas has also been in the house. Okay. Another random IT guy.
Yep.
DevOps Maverick has been sitting around. I saw Ledwig, but he's in Europe, so it probably wasn't really. Dwayne and Cloud, great to see you. Go Gadget 360 if I didn't already. Everybody else, Johnny Chips with the Z. Back in 2 weeks' time. Until then, have a weekend, everybody.
Stuff. I think that one worked, didn't it?
I hope it worked. We'll find out in the tape.
Only